What would happen if everything you trusted was taken from you in a single moment, if your home was destroyed, your future stolen, and your faith was all you had left to hold on to? Daniel's story begins with loss. Jerusalem, the city that carried the name of God, the city of promise and worship, fell under the power of Babylon. The sound of prayers was replaced by the sound of marching soldiers. The temple was looted, families were separated, young men were dragged away into exile. Among them was Daniel, still young, still forming his understanding of life, yet already anchored in faith. As Daniel walked away from his homeland, he did not know the plans God had for him. He only knew the pain of separation, the fear of the unknown, and the silence of unanswered questions. But even when God seems silent, he is never absent. Babylon believed it had conquered Judah, but it had unknowingly transported a servant who would soon challenge the pride of kings. In Babylon, Daniel was selected for royal training. He was taught the language, wisdom, and customs of an empire that worshipped many gods and trusted human power. Everything around him pushed him to forget who he was. Even his name was changed, as if removing his identity could remove his faith. But faith does not live in a name alone. It lives in the heart. Daniel understood early that compromise begins quietly. It starts with small decisions that seem harmless. When the king's food was placed before him, rich and tempting, Daniel saw more than a meal. He saw a test. To eat it would be to accept dependence on the system that opposed God. So he made a decision that shaped his destiny. He resolved not to defile himself. This decision did not come with applause. It came with risk. Refusing the king's provision could mean weakness, punishment, even death. Yet Daniel trusted that obedience would bring protection. His request was humble, his tone respectful, but his conviction was firm. And God honored it. As the days passed, Daniel and his friends did not grow weaker. They grew stronger, their minds sharpened, their health improved, and those watching could not deny the difference. God was already making a statement without using words. Soon, Daniel's quiet faith was about to collide with royal fear. King Nebuchadnezzar dreamed a dream so disturbing that it robbed him of peace. The dream pressed on his spirit, heavy and urgent, demanding understanding. He summoned all the wise men, demanding answers. But wisdom without God collapsed under pressure. The king's demand was impossible. Tell me the dream, not just its meaning. Panic spread through the palace. Fear followed, and when human wisdom failed, death was decreed. Daniel found himself sentenced to die for a mystery he did not create. Yet instead of despair, he chose prayer. He gathered his friends. Together they cried out to God, not casually, not comfortably, but desperately. They knew only God could intervene. And God did. In the stillness of night, revelation came. God unfolded the mystery. And before Daniel spoke to the king, he worshipped.